There's some mistakes in Marvel Future Revolution that are irreversible that you do not want to make with your account. And in this video, we're discussing them so you do not have to make them. I'm discussing it with my brother Remanx, who's the first person in Marvel Future Revolution to beat a prime boss in the Dark Zone. And if you're ready for that, Remanx, tell him what to do, my brother!
Don't accidentally salvage it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? Welcome back to the channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're ready for some more Marvel Future Revolution content. This time, we're talking about some mistakes that players can make with their new accounts that are irreversible. So hopefully, this will help you to get started off on the right foot in Marvel Future Revolution and to discuss these irreversible mistakes that you should not be making. I am joined by my brother Remanx. He is here in the studio, and he is the first person to beat the Dark Zone, a prime boss in Dark Zone, with visual evidence. There may have been some people before that, but you're the first one that took a screenshot, posted it all over Twitter. So congratulations, my friend. That happened earlier today. So yeah. How are you feeling about Future Revolution?
Oh man, I'm tired, man. It's just like I'm spending so much time.
Tired of the game or exhausted?
No, just exhausted because I'm spending so much time. There's so much to do, and I'm finding a lot of fun. It's really interesting. It definitely like goes right into my wheelhouse with the things I'd like to do as far as like theory crafting and building different builds to accomplish different tasks. And so I'm loving the content, figuring out the boss mechanics and the different fight, like who they target and when they change aggro and how like they're rotating. It's just amazing. So,
yes.
But I have made a few mistakes, so you don't have to. And we've already talked about it.
I did as well. We both did. Let's discuss them. All right. So here we are on my account. This is not the awesome account that beat the Dark Zone. But when discussing mistakes, there's some consumables that you can consume in this game that you cannot get back. The first one I want to discuss is our cards. So if we go to heroes, go to our Omega cards. What are some mistakes that you can make here with cards? What are some mistakes that you have made in this game? Some mistakes you've made in games in the past that you do not want to make as a new player? What are some tips here?
Hey, so it's really interesting because cards are something that's really kind of like the end game. And so what you want to do is get an idea of what cards you want to build up. And so one of the biggest problems is you may wind up leveling up a card that like is a common card that has no real value for you. And sometimes you may take it to like 6 stars. So there's going to be sets that are probably built more for different scenarios. So you be prepared that you're going to have different sets based on PvP, PvE content. But more importantly, these rarities, they go up to special, and you can get those special cards. And in fact, once you unlock a 6-star, they're going to have a grade on there, which affects their overall contribution. So if you take a look at the right, I'll send you a screenshot so you can include it in here of the grade. If you look at the actual, if you click on the little question mark, it'll show you, I think.
The question, this one here. Okay.
No, it doesn't actually. So there's a little guide in there that kind of shows you what the grade, like how to understand them, like are there maybe they're right there. So the bottom right is the rarity, the quality, right? That basically. So if you get a 7, that is the best you can get, and then you can kind of you can re-roll those stats. But the biggest problem you're going to have is like if you bring a card that's not a really high value up to 6, and if you get you start.
Let's say this one. This is a common one. It had its hit rate as the main stat, which I guess is pretty weak. It seems like a weak stat.
Yeah, it's just not overall favored right now. I mean, it'll have its place later on, but it's not. It's the stats themselves all have different values. I mean, people like crit damage, PvP damage increase and decrease. There's all different super villain damage.
So what is the issue with this card? What do I have to avoid as far as mistakes with this card?
So the bottom line is that's probably a feeder card. It's not part of a set. Okay. Set bonuses are going to offer the most important stats for you. So you notice you have
so like
3 different
this set here.
Yep. So you can get like a 2% if they were higher grade. You get a higher defense bonus.
Gotcha.
So as you bring them up in stars, they'll get a higher that defense bonus will go up over time.
So I guess one of your big tips is these cards that you're upgrading. Make sure you're not upgrading too many of the common cards. Upgrade these rare ones or the special ones. Those are the ones you should build up. Are there any stats that you look for? I know you mentioned some people like different stats. I know when I played Future Fight, the predecessor to this game, one of the big ones was cooldown, obviously attack.
Yeah.
Defense and piercing was very, very important. What are you noticing as far as what is important in Future Revolution?
So they follow a similar formula, and I will tell you that like cooldown reduction, especially
this
with
huge.
with the way the rotation works, especially on characters that have high damage, high cooldown skills. The higher the cooldown. So like if it goes from like 40 seconds, the more impact a cooldown reduction will have on a skill like that. So, you know, having that up more frequently, doing that high damage is going to really make a big difference. And then like the low cooldown skills, you may want to think about like crit and crit rate. And so there's all these different values that kind of like coexist with each other based on your character. So they're kind of character specific. And we really haven't gone into a lot.
So it's character specific. What is value? Are there any universal traits that you could, whichever the 8 characters you're using, these are going to be good. So. And I'm thinking cooldown and attack and defensive piercing are still going to be one of the top ones, no matter which character you're using.
Well, one of the cool things, Valley, is there's so many skills, and there's 4 specializations to each one of those skills, and then you get specializations later on from the tree, and so you have so many different ways to do that. I would say, like I said, so the bottom line is the biggest mistake you're going to do is you're going to start leveling up this 6-star cards on stuff and potentially that doesn't matter, and you're going to waste a ton of resources into a card that you won't use.
So I guess for the mistake, just don't level up any common non-set cards.
Yeah, we'll probably do a guide to cards as we play around with different builds and explore the builds and the options and do some advanced testing.
Yeah, I mean every one of these little bullet points can be broken down into an entire video. That's how detailed they are. So and I don't want to spend too much time on each little section, but let's go into the look, because one of the other things that you can kind of screw up is the character's gear. I guess the gear and the costume is synonymous in this game, right?
If you look at your equipment, and so you're in your little briefcase here, and click on that gear. All right, so see the ones that are glowing, those helmets?
Yes.
Those are called
special ones.
They're called regional gear, and the regional gear have a 10% higher base stat from that top portion, which is their base stat. So you get an extra 10%. So a lot of times that's better than the set bonus, depending on the character. Some characters and builds may lean on a different set, and so the biggest problem you have is like if you accidentally unlock those because you're like, it's gray, I don't need it. They're really hard to find and really hard to come by. Okay. So basically, a lot of what's happening right now is I'm going into my crafter, and I'm trying to get a rare chance to craft one of these set pieces to finish out my 4-piece. So it's a big deal.
Okay, so what would the mistake be? I mean, it looks like all 3 of these helmets are the same. So is it just visual as far as which one of these?
So if you take a look at them, if you look at their 4-set piece.
The bonuses. I see.
Yeah, they're gonna lead into different skills. So if you notice, one of them if you look at that one. So click on the green one that you have right next to that.
Listen, defensive piercing.
Attack plus 1.8, and it says so attack. And then
this one looks really good.
So you go to if you go to the other one, click on that, and so defense plus HP. So
now I see it. I was just looking at these top ones.
Yeah, they both lean into the assistance class skill, which for Cap is his buff, like he can do a shield, armor, and a heal. And so these are all different skills that basically you can enhance in that. So I've looked at the Hydra Empire, and I'm building Hydra Empire.
Okay, so what would the mistake be as far as gearing up characters? Because I think it seems like what you just want to get these helmets and then match the sets, right, for the rest of these. But what would the mistake be with this?
So if you're combining gear and trying to make a gear set that you're not going to be using, you're going to be sacrificing and feeding a lot of the gear that you have and using a lot of resources from gold and your convergence elements that you're convergium. Okay. These are going to be consumed at such a high rate that you may not be able to easily recover, especially if you're free to play. You want to understand that you're probably not going to go for a regional set. You're probably going to focus on one of the sets that are available and the world vendors. You can buy them from the world boss, and you don't want to just level. You want to build a 4-piece set.
Okay, you want to build this. Now, are you able to unlock? Oh, you are able to unlock this. Yeah, so I guess that would be a big mistake. Don't unlock these regional helmets because you can't get them back, right?
Yeah, these are your end game builds, and and down the line, you're going to be building these sets for different scenarios.
Okay, so do not accidentally take that lock off. All right, one big problem that I'm running into now is gold. So what is some big traps that you see in gold? I had hundreds of thousands of these last night. Now I'm down to 72. I was struggling with this. What is the best thing to spend gold on? Because I was just like, I want to eliminate these red dots. They're annoying. Upping the squad info, upping all the skills. Where would you prioritize looking back on what you did to get to level 100, to beat that dark zone boss? What would you think is the most valuable use of gold, and where should you conserve it a little bit?
So the bottom line is you're going to use gold in everything from crafting all the way up to leveling up your skills, and pretty much buying components from the Alliance store. So bottom line is you kind of have to know what you're working on. So my recommendation is only level up skills that you're going to use or need to use.
Okay.
And so because they are going to give you a boost, but I will say that if you go too hard into any of the skills that you're not using, you're probably sacrificing gold because it gets exponentially higher. Now I will say
like this spearhead, I got it at level 7. I don't have it equipped right now. Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say for now, it's probably not a good idea to bring it up, because I mean, you'll get gold from different achievements, but you'll eventually sit there with a bunch of stuff that you want that you can't get, and then that's when you're going to be.
Today was the first day that I was starting to notice that about gold. So all right, especially for the skills because they get pretty expensive. Only level the ones you're going to use. I guess plan your build in advance would be another tip, right? Knowing what you're going to do with a character. There's not a lot of information about it, different builds, but kind of know what you want to do with the character. Make them more tanky, make them more single target damage, crowd control. There's a few different types of builds.
PvE, crowd control, guard break. I mean, there's so many different ways to play this game, which just opens up so many opportunities and make it a fun game, in my opinion.
Yes. There's so much that we don't know about this game, and I'm still having fun. And it's just going to get better and better is what I'm hoping. All right. Another thing that is unavoidable is these battle badges. You cannot get them back once you've screwed it up. So what are some mistakes that you've seen as far as these battle badges?
Go back and click on your battle badges.
Oh, you want to? Okay, let's look at it from there. Okay.
So if you look at your battle badges, you actually have something. So if you click on the red ones that you have, those are 6-star, okay, and they're relatively rare. And so that's level 30. So what's cool about that is when you're done with these, don't dismantle them. Throw them in your storage. You know how to use your squad storage?
Yes. And let me just show you guys in chat. Oh, I went back there. All right. So it's a squad storage. You go squad, you go storage, and you would just put these in this storage section. Or not those, but wherever the badges are. There they are.
So you actually have some in your storage. It looks like click on your badge. It looks like you have some in your storage.
Oh yeah, I just dumped a bunch of crappy ones because I had too much. My inventory was too small, so I just threw it in there.
There you go. So that's the big difference is you would basically save those for ults as you level them up, because we'll talk about the reason why is eventually you're going to hit something called the squad cap. Okay. And we're your squad XP, so that's really, I mean, that's really quick for the badges. I wouldn't delete them, especially if they're high quality like that. They're gonna.
What I've been doing though, so obviously don't delete the high quality ones, but with the 1 stars and 2 stars, a lot of them I've just been going dismantling them.
100%.
Okay, so but there's no way to upgrade them. That was one of the questions a lot of people have been asking. And I'm like, I don't see a way to upgrade these. So any 1, 2 stars, just get rid of them.
Yeah, and that's why you're saving the higher quality, because it'll help you pound out an ult really fast.
So these high quality ones, even though they may be obsolete for the character you're using, put them in storage, build them up for another character that you're building later on.
100%.
Okay, got it. Now you talked about the squad cap. Let's talk about that. I haven't reached that yet. What is this? I'm ranked 38. Where does this cap at?
So what happens? You can access the story. It'll basically, I think it happens at 40. And basically what happens is you can't progress the story until your squad level gets high enough. And the only way is either to go back and do all the side quests, but the other, unless you spend on books, which are to level it up, the only way to do it is to actually go on an ult and create an ult and then do their questing, because you get a bunch of squad XP from doing the ult. Your ult is your ult. So the ult character is and that's why I'm saying lean into it, because you want to, if you hit that squad cap, you want to have the badges ready to go to push to get through that content.
Now, when you're saying squad cap, are you talking the content is level because your squad is too low, or there's a limit to how much you could get? So maybe 40 or 50, and then it doesn't go past that. What do you mean by squad cap?
So what'll happen is if you're playing the story mode, it will not let you progress unless your squad level is high enough.
Okay, so there's a cap is the progression of the story. Okay, I get it now. I thought you were referring to something different. So what would you recommend as far as that? Make sure that you're doing the side quests to make sure that your squad level is high enough so that when you get to that point, you don't have to stop. What would you recommend at that point so people don't make these mistakes that they can't recover from?
So what I will tell you is, if you want to do it quickly, you can just avoid all the side quests and the consumable and the collectibles in some of the early regions and just do them in Midgardia. But then you got to level an ult, but that's pretty quick if you have the badges and gear ready to go. Yeah. So remember, you can swap that gear out while you're leveling. So that's the big difference, is you're going to throw a gear on an ult, especially the badges, and that'll help you power through it. So that's the top players in the game right now have been good about managing their squad XP and bringing their squad XP up.
Now, what I've noticed when I go back and do the side quests, like I missed them from the whole first stage, I'm going back and doing it, and I'm getting very little gold, very little experience. It's almost not worth the time. Would you recommend doing them early when you're getting a little more a bump from those low gold and low experience levels, or going back when you're done with all that already and collecting whatever rewards you need at that point? What would you recommend looking back on the way you did it?
So bottom line is, I for the way I did it, I focused on mainly at Midgardia, where the side quest. I did all the Midgardia because that's when they start getting like a high percentage of your level. Okay. But lower end of this, you can do that on an ult when you're trying to push the squad cap, if you want to take a little bit of time to help progress.
One thing I'm looking for when I go to records, I go to activity log. Even when I was on Storm, I had it unlocked Midgardia. These are showing up. So as far as these side quests, do you only need to do it once per squad, or you need to do it once per character?
So the squad, so it counts. I believe you get the XP for the character, but the squad XP unlock for the to get the credit for the zone unlock, you get that once.
Okay, so these activity things you get once, but you could get as much gold and experience from these characters.
Click on the New Stark City, and then you can take a look. You'll see if you click on the side missions. And you'll see that.
So some of these aren't done.
Yeah, if you look over there, there isn't any squad XP, right? So you're looking for squad XP.
Oh, okay. So you as far as the rewards.
So we look at
maybe none of these have it.
So we look at most wanted.
Most wanted. Where's that one?
Over to your side, the next one.
Oh, okay. The links. Okay. Where are the rewards? Available rewards. Okay. Not here either. Where is the experience?
Exactly. That's the point. So so the side quests are mainly for hero XP. So it's if you look at so go to Midgardia. I want to see if you can see it. So you go to Midgardia, and we'll show you really quickly. You'll see the squad XP, what it looks like. Or just go like in your epic missions.
Epic missions. Okay.
I'm sorry, progress. I think it's
progress. We're going all over the place.
Right there, the bottom right. There's your squad XP. That's what it looks like.
Bottom right. This one.
Yeah, that's squad XP. Click on it.
Okay. Got it. So this is the important thing that you want. That affects everything.
So side quests are designed for like a completion bonus to help it level up your characters. It's just XP. You can get zone progress and stuff like that through that. But I'll be honest, your epic mission is going to provide the most of it for you.
Okay, got it. So, lots of things to go over. So lots of things to go over. The cards, the gear, the badges, the gold, your squads, making sure you're doing everything in the right order. So, hopefully this video helped you. And we got a lot more. Remanx, you've been playing for a long time. You have a lot more tips, and there's going to be a lot of information on your channel. Tell everybody about some of the things that you have planned and some of the things you're already put up on your main channel there, brother.
So we've already gone through kind of like a guide to like the gear and understanding the regional pieces and kind of understanding that you have to make a decision based on your own. You know, and right now it's too soon for people to really know what the best is. So really, I'm hesitant to I can tell you what I'm working on, but I don't have enough information to say this is the absolute best.
Yeah.
because there's just not, because we haven't hit all the content. I mean, this is the soft launch. There's probably content coming out, when launch happens that we haven't even seen yet. This is just like the framework of the game, and there's more stuff to come. So getting an idea of like the prime bosses, that's the real hard content. I've done the ultimate raids, so I've got some recommendations based on that. I've done all the quote unquote end game content that we have in the game right now. And so my recommendation is stay tuned. We're gonna be doing things so you don't have to. If you have data and you think that you want to share it, let us know. We'll give you guys credit for helping us discover some of this stuff and sharing it with the community.
It really helps the community to have everybody's information compiled in one source, so we could figure out what is the best for everybody, and then making decisions based on your play style, because there's a lot of different ways to play this game. Tanking, healing, support. There's a lot of different roles that you can do in this game. So trying to figure that stuff out is very important. So the links for Remanx's channel will be down below. A lot of content coming on his channel, and of course a lot of content coming on this channel as well. Mainly Strike Force, and there's some future rev that we're going to continue to do, but both of us are going to continue to push stuff to second channels. Second channel. We know not everybody likes Strike Force, not everybody likes Future Rev, so we're going to split it up. So that's what the plan is eventually, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, any tips you want to share, let me know down below, and make sure you go check out Remanx on Twitch. Make sure you check out mine on YouTube, and
stay tuned.
Do you have a second channel yet? Do you have a second channel yet?
Not yet. Stay tuned for the news.
Okay, yes, we will be doing the news as well. We haven't decided at the time, but we're talking about Friday or Saturday, so there should be some Marvel Future Revolution weekly news update coming as well. Yep. So yes, it's probably gonna be short in the beginning because there's not as much to talk about as Strike Force, but yes, we're gonna split it up because, again, we know some people like Strike Force, some people like Future Revolution. We're going to split it up.
Just make mine Marvel. That's it. Make mine Marvel. I love Marvel games.
We're just going to cover Marvel, guys. Yeah. All right. Remanx, thank you. Thank you for the tips. Hopefully it helps you guys at home, and I will see you guys next time. Where's that fist bump? Give me that fist bump, brother. There it is. It's slow. Higher. There, Remanx. Hulk fist bump to ValleyFlyin. Remanx out. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Dude, I want to go back. I want to go back and fix my calendar.
Too late. You screwed it up. You're done. You're done. Delete. No, don't delete.
Well, we'll have to make do. We'll have to make do this time. But hopefully everybody at home